quick trend here. Many of America's military heroes are looking to continue their commitment to service and take their experience to Capitol Hill. 1 in 5 candidates running for Congress this year are veterans, and the most in any election cycle since 2012. Our panel of 3 veterans running for Congress join me now. Esther Joy King is an Illinois congressional candidate and Army Reserve JAG officer. Derek Van Orden is a Wisconsin congressional candidate and retired Navy SEAL. And Hung Cao is a Virginia congressional candidate and retired Navy captain who served in special ops for 25 years. Good morning to you all, and thank you for your service. Esther, I'll start with you. Tell us about your military experience and why you think the skills that you learned in the military will help you in Congress.
In the military, they train us when our country's on the line, we stand up. And that's what each and every one of us is doing. With everything going on in our country, we said enough is enough. We want to make a difference in any way we can. And for me, as a JAG officer in the United States Army, I know that the training, the background that I've received will prepare me, has prepared me to be that much more active and jump in right away. Understanding how the military works and the Army works is going to be a huge asset for me representing my district, the Illinois 17th Congressional District, because here in the Quad Cities where I live, the Rock Island Arsenal is one of our crown jewels in this community. That's what brought me here to this community, and to be able to represent this community, right, having the military background is an asset.
Yeah, Derek, no doubt you pick up these intangible qualities and leadership skills when you're in the military. And I also think that you get the benefit of perspective. You travel to other countries and see how things are run there. And I'm sure you really appreciate how things are run here at home in the end.
Absolutely. I've lived and worked on 5 of the 7 continents during my 26 years in the military. And I truly understand that we live in America, and it's called the American dream for a very specific reason. This is the only country in the world, on the planet, where our stories can be told every day, again and again and again. I'm so thankful to be here. And all of it's in danger due to Biden's horrible, disastrous policies, economic policies. We've abandoned our thousands of Americans and our allies to terrorists in Afghanistan. The border is wide open. We've had over 100,000 American citizens die of fentanyl overdose on his watch, and it's got to stop. So we're standing up as veterans. We have proven that we're able to put the mission first, and the mission is America.
Hung, I mentioned perspective, and no one knows that better than you. Tell us about your background and your military experience as well.
Well, I came here as a rep, so I gave me everything. Gave me a home, I started fighting in places like Iraq.
Hung, we're having a little bit of trouble with your audio, but because we have him on, and I want everybody to know, he was a refugee from Vietnam and immigrated to the U.S. His family escaped in 1975, shortly before the fall of Saigon, and then went on to an incredibly successful military career, and now he's running for Congress as well. Esther, I want to go back to you, and we are getting down to the line when it comes to the midterm elections. We're 2 weeks out, and recent polling shows that voters trust Republicans more when it comes to the kitchen table issues, the economy and crime. And now we're getting the attacks, of course, from Democrats, Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. And they're saying that if Republicans take control of Congress, things are going to get worse, especially when it comes to the economy. What's your response to that?
Well, we can tell every single person I talk to across Western Illinois, they know just 2 years ago they were better off than they are today. So we're smart. We can connect the dots as Americans and know that, as Derek said, this policy that's coming out of Washington, D.C., this one-party control with a Pelosi-controlled House of Representatives and a Biden White House is hurting every single American. It's costing regular Americans more than $6,000 this year for basic necessities than it did the previous year, and no end in sight right now. So people understand, when I'm talking with people, they know we deserve better than what we're getting right now. And bringing accountability to Washington, D.C. is going to be a key piece of that. And as members of the military, we are trained. I myself, my expertise as a JAG officer is fiscal law. So to bring accountability to spending in Washington, D.C. is an expertise I already have. to be able to jump in on day one and help rein in wasteful government spending is going to be a huge thing. And you mentioned the attacks that they're bringing. The only reason they're attacking is because they do not have solutions on the Democrat side. In my race, one of their biggest attacks against me is I wasn't born down the street. The military brought me here. I was sent to the Rock Island Arsenal to be a part of this community. And my opponent, his number one attack he's leveraging against me is, oh, she wasn't born here. Well, that's a direct dig at military families. And so the disrespect and the dishonor that they're giving to members of the military just because they don't have issues to run
Esther,
on, that's why we're going to win this.
It's a great point there. And I just want to get hung in here because we really want to hear from you. You woke up early for us. So we're going to try your audio one more time. How is your race going? And what is your response to Democrats saying that if Republicans take control of Congress, things are only going to get worse?
Well, it's one of those things where we've been there. I wrote that the balanced Navy's $140 billion budget. I know how to balance the budget, like a lot of members. And also, I mean, we've been out in the front line, Iraq, Somalia, all parts of the world. I've written policy for the United States military and Department of State also. I've also done a lot of foreign relations.
Okay, we're going to leave it right there. Derek, we owe you a question. Thank you so much for joining